Hello and welcome to firststepsinforex.com. Today is the 18th of January 2011 and we're looking at the euro-dollar daily chart. Now, a couple of days ago we were having a look at this, and as you can see we were obviously clearly in a downward trend before, and about a week back, or maybe nearly 2 weeks back now, we bounced off this support and resistance area. Let's just mark it over here, and we came crashing down, took some pips from there. And if you remember, I said, I think it was on this day here when the new week started, that if we went below this recent low we'd carry on going short. If we went through, if we turned around and went up and went through the support and resistance area, then I would carry on going up. So what happened was it rebounded, we went up, we burst through this support and resistance pivot area, and we went long, and we carried on going long, and I got stopped out. And here on this day we had what looks like a sort of doji shooting star bouncing around this support and resistance area. It already hit here and bounced off, it hit here and bounced off, and it hit here and bounced off. So it's a very powerful level around this 1338 area, which is quite close to the 1338,900. So, and it's done it again. Now yesterday we dropped down, so it looked as if we were going to retrace, and then today we had like almost a double bottom thing on the on these two bars. And today, this is today's bar, and we went back up again. It got up to here, 13472, and then bounced back down again. So there's still a lot of uncertainty, a lot of struggling around the support and resistance area. Okay, now yesterday towards the end of the day, it looked like I was thinking this was going to carry on going down, so I actually took a short with a 30 pip stop loss, but today I got stopped out. Okay, so this is what I would recommend to do, because we've got such a strong area of support, sort of resistance here. What I'm suggesting is that I'm not going to go long until we break above this sort of double top, and I'm not going to go short unless we break below here. Okay, so we've got an area where we're not quite sure what's going to happen. I'm not going to make a move until we're well broken, maybe 10 pips at least above this line, and at least 10 pips below this line, before I make a move to see either long or short, because it's kind of consolidating here. It doesn't really know what it's doing. You know, it went up, it went down, it went up, and there's a fairly, you know, there's a long move here. Now, we're also not far from a very magic number. If I click back on the cross, a very, very key area is going to be the 13500. And that's actually, if you look back here, that's what's actually, this thing almost crashed straight onto the 150. This is an absolutely key round number, of course, because there's 3 zeros at the end of it, or 2 zeros at the end of it, if your quotations are in 4 digits rather than 5. Absolutely fundamentally key. If we break through that, okay, we're going up for a while. If it bounces off that, then we're going to go down. Okay, but it might take a while. It's thinking about it. Yeah, this whole area is not only from this sort of minor support and resistance area, but also from the 135000 area, because it's a round number. This whole area is a support and resistance level, and if you go back time again, I'm sure. I mean, if we go, you know, probably go to the weekly chart, and we look at around this area, marking this area, about there roughly, you can see in the past there have been areas where things have bounced off, plus or minus a few pips in the past. Okay, so it's a key strategic area. So once again, I repeat, if we break through, we go above here and break through past 1.3500, then we will be going long for sure, because that's a key support resistance area. Conversely, if we bounce off it and come back down here and go below these recent lows and come out of this consolidation going downwards, then we will be going short. Now, I still believe, as I've repeated many times, that the long-term position is down because of these key issues with what's going on in Europe. I mean, I've talked about it before, but if you read the papers and you see what's going on, there are problems in Europe with the euro, and people will move their money out of the euro and move it over to the dollar because they consider it a safer bet. No matter what Europe tries to do in terms of injecting money and buying the euro, getting the central banks to buy the euro, etc., it might have short-term. In the short term, it will probably work, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was what was going on here. But in the long term, I don't believe it can, because too many people out there, not just individuals but institutions, are worried about what's happening. Okay, so I still think the long term is going down, and in fact, I suspect we're going down at least to February. Okay, we'll probably bounce at some point somewhere around February time, but that's a prediction. And like I said last time, we can make all the predictions that we like, but we don't make the trade until we're certain, or as near enough certain as we can. And that's why we're saying I'm not going to go long till it breaks through the 150.00, and I'm not going short until we're way below here. In fact, really what we're looking at is probably below 132.000. Okay, for me, for a big move either now, it's possible to also consider it might bounce between these things. Okay, and that's a possibility as well. Trading, going short around this area, going long around in this area, etc. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so I hope that was useful for you. If you want to see hear more about these techniques I'm talking about, then please go to www.firststepsinforex.com, and there you can access for free my 150-page manual and 6 videos about how to kick off and start trading Forex. So it's good for beginners and also good for experienced people, traders who maybe there are things in the manual and in the videos that you haven't seen before. Forex is a continuous experience, a learning experience. Okay, there's always new things to learn, so it's important to keep your education up. It's one of the major reasons for eliminating risk in Forex is education. You have to read and read and read and read and read and practice and try things and refine your systems. Okay, so go and check out the website at firststepsinforex.com, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll be posting again in a couple of 2 or 3 days. Thank you. Goodbye.